Good morning. I hope everyone is okay and well for a Monday morning. Please let us know in the comments where you're joining us from. Or you can chat with me. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you. Can you hear me? It's the first time I'm using this option. So please let me know if you can hear me. Okay, we are live at the moment. Let's share this live. Okay, let's not do that. Oh, you can hear me clearly. Well, thank you. Okay, welcome. We have one more person that joined us. Thank you so much. Please, when you're joining in, please do let us know where you're joining us from and who you are. Okay, we're just gonna wait a little while longer. This is obviously the first time I'm using this option, so I'm obviously quite new to the option of using YouTube Live. So let me know what you guys can see as well. I'm sure you guys can see whatever I'm doing here. Okay, there is one more person here. I can see there's two people, but I don't know who's the other person. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hi, Roms. Thank you so much for joining this morning. At least you made it today. Okay, I'm just going to recap with what we've done last week. Let me see if I can pull up that presentation as well. Maybe I can share that. Sorry, wrong one. Okay. With what we started with last week was where we introduced ourselves, and we spoke about what business is about, and how we can now start learning to balance business and life, being in the business industry. I'm going to share this other. I'm going to stop sharing that one. I'm going to share another file. Okay, it's not giving me window. Okay, got that one. Let's share that. Okay, so as you can see, this is what we were talking about, what the reality of women in business is. It's juggling multiple roles, business as a businesswoman, a mom, a wife, a friend, etc. Our common challenges, the lack of support, the time, the self-doubt that we end up having. We end up having burnout. Why a strong network and smart strategies matter. We did time management, which we're going to expand on now, understanding the 80-20 rule, what smart digital marketing strategies is, mindset, money mindset, and wealth creation, the power and support of sisterhood. And that's exactly what we are trying to do right now. And obviously, the actions that we needed to take. And with doing that, that is what we discussed last week. And it was quite an exciting session that we had, uh, if I may say that. And we, okay, the screen is blank. Okay, now, did you see what I had on? Okay, guys, because this is YouTube, I can't hear you all, but I can read what messages. Um, okay, you all can see that, right? Okay. So as I was saying, those were the things that we were discussing last week. We were discussing about the actions that we need to take, the questions and answers that we had, the power, the support of sisterhood, the money mindset and wealth creation. I'm going to say it again: smart digital marketing strategies, uh, what it means. And I explained about the thing about automations, building an automated email list that will help you build your business as well, which we've learned in our digital marketing, time management, the reality of women in business, and how we juggle multiple roles, because we are business owners, we moms, we wives, we friends, etc. And the common challenges that we have, and why a strong network and smart strategies matter, right? That was one of the things that we actually did. So today's session is on how we can expand that option for us. Hi. Sorry, ladies. Can you all hear me now? I really don't know what happened there. I think the internet connection was bad. Can see me now. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, let's get that one. Okay. So today we're going to talk about what time management, time and energy management, how to structure a workday that balances business and life, right? Uh, if you want, guys, want to have anything to say, please just put it in the comments, even if it means a voice note, it's fine. We'll obviously learn how to add people onto the live. I obviously need to know how to do that, which is obviously new to me as well. But we're going to try this year. This is the reason for us working together, so we can learn how we can do things different. Because I know with Zoom, people have to download the app and it's just difficult. So we're just trying different options to make things easier, right? So with time management and time and energy management, we learn a lot of different things, right? We learn um, how we're going to balance our business life and work life itself. And time and energy management structuring your ideal workday. Why does it matter? As a woman in business, your time and energy are the most valuable resources. And most of us understand that time is so important. With time comes um, with time, obviously, everything matters for us. Balancing business and life doesn't mean doing everything, it means doing what matters most effectively and with intention, right? So, when we say balancing business and life, um, what some people tend to do, what most businesses or most business people do, is that they tend to run their businesses and their own life in conjunction with business, and which not supposed to be the case, right? But because we don't know anything else other than that, we tend to think that we have to run our businesses all the time, irrespective of whatever we're doing, right? No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we always put our business before our life. But we don't seem to realize that if it wasn't for our own life, where would our business be? Right? If you guys agree with what I'm saying, you can put it in the comments for now, right? So we are trying to say what we're working on here is how we can balance our business and our life so that we don't end up getting burnt out, right? We need to learn how to monopolize our business so that we end up working smart and not hard. That is the ultimate goal at the end of the day. And our intention is for us to be effective in whichever way we can. We do not have to do everything ourselves. That is the bottom line. We think that in our businesses, because it's our own business and we don't want anyone else to get involved in our business, we need to do it ourselves because we feel that nobody else will do it the way we need to do it or we want to do it. But that shouldn't be the case. At the end of the day, we can still do or run our businesses to the way we expect it to be by teaching others. Now, working smart is that you get somebody to help you, you employ people to do it. Yes, it's going to cost us money, but at the end of the day, you must remember you're not burning yourself out, right? Because if you're going to burn out, what's going to happen to your business? Your business is eventually going to suffer, right? And that's something you don't want to do. So, um, your key principles in what we want to do in our business, right? Firstly, the power of planning, right? The power of planning. Start your week with a Sunday CEO session. Plan the week ahead. Use time blocking to assign specific times for work, family, rest, and self-care. Color code your calendar to visualize separate your business and life skills. What does that mean? What does that entail? Right? Use time blocking. Time blocking, these are new skills that we are learning to use and learning to build ourselves with. Right? Time blocking means if you have your calendar from 8 to 8 to 12, right? We know, for example, let's take us, right? We know, for example, that on the Sunday we go to temple. So we block our time. We said, okay, from 8 to 10, that time is prayer time, and that's what we're working with. From 12 or 10 to 12 is our business time, and from 12 to the next morning is our full family time. That's on a Sunday, which I think actually makes a lot of sense, because what we tend to do is we use all our time for our business and we um, burn ourselves out, right? So um, now, and we obviously create our tasks accordingly. Identifying your golden hours. When are you most energized and focused? Schedule your most important and creative tasks like content creating, strategies, your sales calls during this window. Protect this time. No laundry, no scrolling, no distractions. It's allowed, right? This is something I find that a lot of people do not use. A lot of people do not um, use this part of identifying their business structures, because they just feel that any time is business time, any time can be used to create content and strategies, and we obviously use up our family time, and it becomes a problem, right? It's very difficult to maintain and build a business. People want to run a business, but they think they know everything. And when you try to teach them, it becomes a bigger problem because they feel they know best, but we don't know everything. And this is the only way that we could learn from each other how this works, which is creating opportunities like this where we can network together in order to understand how we can restructure ourselves so that we don't end up getting burnt out, right? So identifying golden hours is so important, where we now can realize, okay, if I get up at quarter to 4 in the morning or quarter to 5 in the morning, I know I'm already getting up to something that's going to really boost my energy, which is our yoga session in the morning. For as long as I can remember, I have never gotten up that part of the morning to do exercise, which I've now done. And I thought it will actually give me I'll be actually tired by the end of the day, but it actually energizes you to do what you have to do for the rest of the day. And you don't really look at it as waking up so early in the morning. So that now is my golden hour, because I am energizing myself so that I could now focus on saying, okay, I've got my exercise done for the day. I now can focus on now my family time is from certain time to certain time. And now from 8 to 10 or 8 to 12, I can now focus on my business, how I can create content, how I can strategize, how I can start making my sales calls, and exactly how I'm going to build my business. If one does not do that, how do you plan to be prosperous and progress in your business, right? We can't do that. It's important for us to do that, right? So, we spoke about the 80-20 rule in your day. We spoke about this on our first session. Focus on 20% of the task that generates 80% of the results. For example, revenue generating activities, your calls, your cold calls, whether it's cold call or uh, calls that you know, marketing, emails, networking, excuse me, delegatable tasks, admin, graphics, scheduling. All this means that everything that you need to do, you need to now put 20%, a full 20% into your business, so that you could build on that, so that you will know exactly, I am now creating 20% of my day or 20% of my work's time to do these activities that's going to help me build my business, right? I'm going to create, this is the activity that's going to generate revenue for me. And this is what I'm going to do. For example, we are on OPBNB, right? That is a business. People seem to think that because it's something that we've introduced them to, it's not a business. It is your business, and how you treat everything that you do is important, right? So if you structure your time and remember that this is your revenue generating activity, you need to now make calls to people that you know. You need to market your business, which we already given. Marketing material is given in the links that we have, in the groups that we have. We got emails that we could send out to people who are busy at work but can read an email, right? Uh, Delegatable tasks, we have admin in the groups who we are. We can create the graphics for you, and we can actually schedule meetings, schedule network sessions where you, as the recipient on the other side, are creating your revenue generating activities. Take the material that we are providing for you and use it to generate an income, right? So you're doing 20% of the work, which we are doing 80% of, and you are creating or generating 80% of your results, because you are using your revenue generating activities to create your 80% result at the end of the day, right? So that's giving you what you need. So going back to your daily scripture template example, focus, time focus, time focus area notes is example. We're giving you a list here. For example, from 6 to 7 is morning routine, journaling, prayer, exercise. Exactly what I said. We start our exercise at 4:45 in the morning, right? Then from 7 to 8, you got family, breakfast, school prep, connection time. From 9 to 11, you got deep work, which is big priorities, content, coaching, creating strategies. Exactly what I said. We're just breaking it down for you so that you could see this better, right? 11 to 12 is admin, which is your email. You're responding to emails, which is our what we call CTA. You're responding to emails, you're organizing, you're updating. Then from 12 to 1, you got a break, lunch break. You move around, you stretch, you rest. You want to go to the toilet, you want to do whatever you need to do. You want to make a quick call, you do that, right? Then from 1 to 3, you're going back into meetings, you're making calls again, you content, you creating, you concentrating on content, focusing big activities, which means you are creating your content, you're doing a video, you're making sure that your business is being seen too, however you choose to do it, right? Then from 6 to 8, you got dinner and your downtime, right? Sorry, from 3 to 5, you got flexi errands, your family, school pickups, your checkup, you actually preparing your supper. Then from 8 to 9, you got reflection time, light planning for the next day, which is actually suitable for you, right? So then we have, oh, sorry, let me just make one thing mention. I think this was blocked up with my screen there. From 6 to 8, when we say downtime and dinner time and no screens, which means you're not activity, you're being non-activity with your phone. You got no screens in front of you. You're not touching anything that's going to distract you from your dinner and your family time, right? What we tend to do is while we're sitting and eating our food, we're busy on our phone. We like to listen to what TikTok has to say. We're not listening to what our family has to say, but because we're so busy on our phones. And I'm also very guilty of that, right? We're obviously learning here. So this is a learning curve for everybody, right? So energy, not just time. So if we are to notice what drains us, what what energizes you, schedule high energy tasks when you're most alert. Give yourself permission to rest. Burnout kills momentum. This is something that a lot of people fail to understand, right? Energy, not just time. Notice what drains us or drains you the most, right? And what energizes you. When something drains you the most, you need to spend the least time on that because it's draining your energy, right? Or you rather just start saying, okay, now let's start to detach from whatever that is because it is draining your energy. You got to leave it aside and say, you know what? No, I'm not doing this anymore, only because it is draining my energy, right? And you need to know what aspects do that. And it is anyone that does that, you know what, you need to detach yourself from that because you need all the energy you need and require to build on your business, right? And that's something, as again, as I said, we are lacking because we think everything is the same thing, right? So what energizes you is what you need to work on. If something energizes you, you could get use that, focus on your time with that because you know that's what energizes you. For example, for me, doing these kind of things, it gives me a thrill, it gives me an excitement, it just it's something that I love to do. So when you love something, you automatically enjoy doing what you do, right? Give yourself permission to rest. We don't do that. We feel that because we are given tasks to do, or we as women, that we have to be on the go all the time. I was just talking to my sister-in-law about the same thing this morning, and we were saying the same thing. We need to rest. We need to understand that we are not superhumans. We are only human, and we, as women, we need rest as well in order for us to function at our full potential when we need to. Burnout will kill the momentum, and in doing so, we get so lazy and we wouldn't want to do our work or our business for that matter, right? So, boundaries. Boundaries equals freedom, right? Set clear start and end times for work. Communicate your work schedule with your family. Use tech boundaries, no work notifications after 6 p.m., screen free evenings, etc. That's exactly what I said in the previous slide, where we feel we don't have boundaries. The fact of the matter is, we do not have boundaries. We feel that we need to be working constantly, constantly working, constantly doing things for everybody, constantly satisfying our customers, and we don't know when to stop, right? If we start setting clear boundaries, how much more better you think your business is going to run? How much more better you will feel because you know you've set your time for a certain time. Like, for example, we scheduled every Monday at 10 a.m. in the morning to have this kind of session. Now I have obviously have to prepare myself to get to this point, right? So I know I'm communicating this with myself and my family to say, you know what, I am working at certain time, right? Use tech boundaries, no work notifications, meaning when you say use tech boundaries, meaning again, no notifications after 6 p.m., screen free evenings. Again, leave this device down, upside down, put it off, put it on silent. You don't have to listen to it, you don't have to hear anything. Whatever it is, if it is urgent, if it's life threatening, you will get a serious phone call. If it's life threatening, you will know when it's life threatening. If it's not life threatening and it's not an emergency, you will know that it's not an emergency, right? Where you could leave it aside and concentrate on clearing your mind that you've had for the whole day, focusing on what needs to be important, and setting your boundary, right? I think that is absolutely important and something that we all need to focus and learn from. So, a quick exercise for our workbook is create your ideal work day. What would your day look like if it were based on your energy, values, and goals? My most productive time of the day, three things that must happen daily for business, three things that must happen daily for me, for my well-being and my family. What task will I automate delegate or delete, right? So that's the task that you guys have. I will send you a copy of this on our group, uh, or if anyone else would like to know about this one, and then we can take it from there. So, as is a short YouTube video, and I'm gonna do a call just now, um, and we can find out what we've actually learned from this today. So, thank you for attending, and I hope you've learned something that we all could share. I'm going to stop in the screen. So, not bad for half an hour for my first time. I don't know who's here. Is this Roms or Renisha is here? I hope this recording can get, if this live will get. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate that. I'm going to do a group call now. I'm going to end this live and I'm going to do a group call and we can talk about this quickly, just for about 5 or 10 minutes, and we can actually learn from this as well. Okay, so I will join you just now on the WhatsApp group just now. 1 second. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate it. It has really helped me in learning what I can on this whole system. And it's just uphill from here. We're going to grow from strength to strength. We're going to share the links for every week from now till Monday morning for next week. And okay, Monday next week is a holiday, so we may not meet on Monday. So I will decide whether we're doing it on Tuesday or Monday. Let's see how it goes. Right? Thank you so much for joining.